so today's video is a DIY. It's going to be a bleach shirt option. I'm going to show you a few options. Now, I did a video like this ages ago, but I felt like I only showed you guys 2 options. I'm going to show you more like styles with the string that you can do. Of course, there's no like rules here. You can do any kind of design that works for you. Just try to remember to use cotton because that's what catches the bleach really well. And also just play around with the quantity of the bleach. Keep checking it. This is just meant to be a fun exercise. You can do this with kids as long as they don't like put their hands in their mouth and touch the bleach. I used to do this with my sister as a kid, and that's how I learned it. So we're gonna make some bleach shirts for the summer. This is also a great way to kind of give your quarantine wardrobe a bit of an upgrade right now if you're bored of wearing the same stuff. Like I've been wearing this ganji forever. And I just wanted to change it up a bit. So if you want to change things up a bit without spending any money and get crafty, this is for you. Okay, so here's what you're going to need for this DIY. Anything in a cotton fabric. So I'm going with this old cushion cover that I want to kind of revamp. Some tees and ganjis. You can even do this with like a bigger fabric if you want to do like a bedspread or a sarong. That's possible too. Obviously, you're going to need some bleach and some white thread or string. Now, why do you need white thread? Because the color of the thread also will run with the bleach. So make sure it's white thread and either a bucket or a mug of water. So now for the first design, you just want to pinch the fabric right in the center this way and then take your string and just make rings by wrapping it around this way. Now you can do this with a tee, a ganji, anything literally. I'm doing it on a cushion cover, but it can be done on anything. Just make sure it's tightly wrapped and there are no gaps between the string, because if there are gaps and it's not tightly wrapped, you're going to have like the bleach seep in and the DIY won't work. So keep doing this until you're happy and satisfied with the number of rings you have. I'm going to stop at 3. Again, this works well with all kinds of tees, ganjis, and this is one of the most common and easy bleach designs to do. You just want to keep in mind that it's a nice thick section, and as I said earlier, make sure it's wrapped really tight and no gaps. And at any point, if you feel like you haven't done a good job with the rings, you can just do a second layer with string over it to make sure that it's secure and tightly wrapped. After that, you're just going to take some water in a bucket, add some bleach to that. Now, I know what you're thinking. Every time I work with bleach, the same jingle plays in my head. Every single time. Okay, moving on. So I'm going to use 6 caps of bleach in less than half a bucket of water, not char boond only. And now this is going to vary depending on a lot of factors. Okay, so depending on how much water you have, how big is your bucket, what fabric are you using, if it's thick, if it's thin, how fast the dye of the color that you're trying to bleach is. So you kind of have to wing it. I would say if you're doing this the first time, start with 3 to 4 caps and then see if you need to add more based on all these factors. Then we're just going to dunk the cushion cover in this way. Make sure you cover all the 3 rings with water and just clip it on with a clothes clip on the side. You can obviously do this without clipping it as well. I just feel like this way it's more secure, and it's better with smaller clothing items because they tend to fall into the bucket and you don't really want the whole thing bleached. Otherwise, there's going to be no design to this. Now we're just going to let this sit for about 30 to 60 minutes, but you have to keep checking it to see how much it's faded. And whenever you're kind of satisfied with the, the color and the design, you want to pull it out of the bucket. So this is again something you're going to have to keep looking at. So I'd say a minimum of 30 minutes and then keep going until you're happy. Now, while the bleach works its magic, we're going to move on to design number 2. And for this, I'm using a ganji. Now, this is a dark blue ganji. Again, dark and bright colors work really well with bleach. Like it catches them well, you see the designs more. So make sure you're careful when you're picking the colors of, the fabric as well. Just choose darker or brighter colors. That will really help. Now you just want to fold the ganji or t-shirt, whatever you're working with, this way. And then we're just going to make 2 rings again with thread. For this one, I'm working with a thinner regular cotton thread because the fabric is thinner and it's just easier to wrap it around this way. Now for the next design, we're taking this turquoise ganji. Again, you guys have seen me in this ganji a lot right now, so I think it needs a revamp. And turquoise as a color works really well with bleach. bleach. You will see once we get the results, it catches the color really well. Okay, so for this one, we're trying something new. We're gonna start from one corner of the ganji and work diagonally. So we're gonna keep making the rings this way from one side to the other. And the gaps we're gonna leave between each ring is also gonna get bigger and bigger. So again, there's no method to the madness here. You can keep doing whatever you want. This is just a design I thought of in my head, but you can do whatever works for you. Again, I'm working with a regular cotton thread because the fabric is really thin and this gives me more control to kind of wrap it really nice and tight. Now for the last design, I'm using one of my mom's old t-shirts since I couldn't find like a plain black tee here. And we're gonna just first chop off the sleeves and then randomly make rings all over the front. Okay, let's begin. So you just want to bunch up the fabric this way and just keep making the rings. Again, no method. This is just something I thought of and I'm experimenting with. So you can do this, you can do it on the front and the back, you can do just the front, you can do them in a line, you can do them haphazard, you can do them anyway. And then we just add the bleach and soak all these items the same way as we've done earlier. Once you start seeing that the color's faded and you're happy with the design, just pull them out and cut the string off. Now, when you're cutting the string, you want to be really careful, guys, not to cut the fabric. I know this sounds obvious and people are going to be like, duh, but you will be surprised how many times I have cut the fabric when I do this in a rush. You want to kind of, slowly, patiently do this because you do not want to cut up your tea after doing all this. And after that, we're just going to rinse it with water and iron it. You don't want to wear this directly because it's obviously still got bleach on it. So just rinse it with water. So this is after it's been rinsed, ironed and dried. You can see the finished product, the different designs and how some fabrics and colors have caught more than the others. So this is just a fun way to kind of add life to your quarantine wardrobe. And if you've been wearing the same 4 or 5 items like me for the last 2 months, you want to kind of experiment with them. This is also great for summer. And the best part about this DIY is that each t-shirt is completely unique. Like only you're going to have this one-of-a-kind piece. And that's incredible because even if you try to recreate it, it's going to be really difficult to get the same results. So enjoy your one-of-a-kind, summery, fun bleach tees. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, comment below with which was your favorite shirt from today. I think mine was the black and orange one. Definitely love how that turned out. So remember, darker colors, brighter colors like this one, they always catch the bleach much more and like look different. So you want to kind of try with those first and then go into other colors with experimenting. So guys, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, comment below with your favorite shirt. And if you make these, please tag me on Instagram. I will repost them. See you guys. Bye. Mwah.